Steve Wood. I'm of the opinion that one of the benefits of OT8 is that you will be reborn in your next life with full knowledge and perception of who you were and everything you know regarding Scientology intact. Is this correct? If not, then what's the point if you come back and don't remember anything? I'm of the assumption that if you do come back with full perception, then presumably you don't need to go back into Scientology and rise up the bridge again, or do you? All right. Well, so far, Steve, according to Scientologists, including me when I was a Scientologist, you do need to go back because you get, and you will go back. But as far as needing to do the entire bridge again, the idea is no, you wouldn't have to do everything again, but you might need to do some objectives. You might need to do some reorientation. You might need to get your head on straight. Who knows, right? Who knows how this is really supposed to go, because Hubbard never talked about it. I mean, he talked about it in very general, vague ways, but he never said, here's the path. Here's what you do. You die, you do this, you do that, you get a body, you come back. He never said any of that. At least not that I knew of. I never found any instructions for myself in terms of how to conduct myself as a spiritual entity, so that I made sure that I didn't forget everything and all of that. Hubbard only makes one reference that I absolutely remember about how he said in a lecture one time that most Scientologists have a real fear of kicking off, of dying, and not remembering anything, forgetting everything. And he said the solution to that is to get trained. Not just get audited, but get trained so that you know Scientology, you know the knowledge, you know all the material, you know how the reactive mind is, you know how thetans operate, and you won't forget that stuff. That's really powerful, fundamental information, and hopefully you will not forget it. But you have to do both things, and most Scientologists are sort of in a little bit of a race to get up to OT, this lifetime, try to get to OT8, and get some training so that they can, not forget everything. The idea is that this is my understanding of it. Maybe other people had different understandings of it, but my idea the entire time I was in was that I needed to get to OT8 to be sure I wasn't going to forget. That up until I got to OT8, there was a chance I could be screwed. But if I could get there, the way Hubbard describes OT level 8 is that it is the first of the true OT levels where you're going to be getting positive gain again. In other words, all the steps up to OT8, OT7 and down, right? All those things are negative gain. You're taking things away from you. You're stripping off trauma, stress, charge, all that other crap, right? But OT8 is where you're a little baby thetan now, and we're going to start rehabilitating your actual OT powers and abilities. And that's what the rest of the OT levels are supposed to do, is start building you back up. We've taken everything away from you, all the trauma and the accumulated nonsense and bullshit and false information and all the crap that's happened over all these billions and trillions of years. You get up through OT7, all of that's gone, and you're fresh and new. Now it's time to start building you back up again as a being. And that's what OT8 through OT15 are supposed to be about. So the assumption is that with all that charge, all that trauma and stress gone, all the reasons you have to forget are gone. And you no longer have any of those body thetans or engrams causing you to forget. So, of course, you wouldn't. And you'd be, kind of back in charge of yourself in this universe. And that's what OT8 is supposed to represent. So that's what I can say about that. I hope that clarifies and answers your question, Steve.